everyone, this is Michael with ePapery. Today I'd like to discuss with you how do we close our journals. So let's take a look at some of the closures that I've used in my journals. And hopefully, if you have some additional ones that you're aware of, you will make a comment. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining me today. Okay, so let's start with maybe some of the traditional closures. So for example, here is a Christmas journal that I made, and with this one I just have a traditional tie. Okay. And what I did with this one is I just put an eyelet in the front cover and tied a ribbon to it. And then I put an eyelet on the back cover and put a ribbon into it. And then it's just a matter of tying it up however you'd like to tie it. In a bow, however you want to do it. I think I have this one long because I was going to make 2 ties, but we're not going to go into that today. So that's a traditional way of closing a journal. Okay. One that's similar but a little different, I did on this Christmas journal that I made. And this one, what I did was I basically glued the ribbon to the spine before I put on my topper. So I've glued the ribbon in here between the spine and the lace and my topper. Okay, and so that one, you know, I can wrap it around more than once if I want to. And then you can tie it here with a bow or just leave it. This ribbon has some wire in it, so could just leave it like that. So that's another traditional type way of closing. Another one I don't have an example of, but I can definitely show you, and I'm sure that you guys have all seen this, is using circles, like 1-inch circles, or they could be bigger. What you would do is glue 2 of these together, okay, to make it a little sturdier. And then, for example, I'll use this journal, which I haven't decided how to close yet. And what you would do before you put the inside piece on, what you would do is take your circles, glue them together, and then use a brad or an eyelet, whichever one you feel you want to use. I think all I have out right now are tiny brads, but punch a hole in there and put your brad in there. And obviously you could decorate these circles however you'd like to do that. I just use my pokey tool. Okay. Put the brad in there, and then put the brad through the cover, and then open up the legs on the brad, and do that on the front cover. Then what you can do is you can use some wax thread or other type of baker's twine or whatever, and tie it around this one. And then once you have this through the front cover and you've put your inside piece on so that these legs are covered, and then you would wrap this around and tie a knot. Okay, and then what you can do is just take the string and go around And again, when you get back to the front here, you can just curl it around there, and that will keep it closed. That is a very common one that's also used. Okay, sorry I didn't have one to demonstrate that with. There are a lot of different ways to use elastic. So for example, here is, I'm actually making a journal that's going to have a lot of daffodils in it. So here I have a piece of elastic that I have actually, it's white elastic and I dyed it. What I did here is I did a little embroidery piece. I've made like a little, you know, tube here, and I've put the elastic through that, tied a knot. I'm going to leave the knot in the middle of the tube here, and then all you have to do is do that, and then you have a closure for your journal. So that's one way of using the elastic. Also, how elastic is also sometimes used if you want just a very simple closure is a lot of times journal makers will put a hole in this journal and thread the lace through it. You can leave a knot at the end here. Once you've threaded the elastic through, you can leave a knot there. And then again, what will happen is you pull the elastic through. The elastic will show here on the outside, and then you just basically pull through to keep it closed that way. The only thing with this is you have to make sure that you've got enough elastic to go over. And if you want it to go the opposite way, you've got to make sure that you've got enough elastic to be able to put it around that way. So that's another simple way of closing a journal. Let's see what else okay, I also have two other types of elastic. This is a different type of elastic with a little bit of a ruffle on it. So I just took it and sewed it together. And then I'm going to, again, wrap it around my journal like this. Now you could just leave it plain like this. You could decorate it with, like I did the other one where I had embroidered on, this is felt, and put it on there. I'm not sure if I could embroider on this or not because I'm not sure how that would work with the elastic stretching, even though it's not stretching that much. But that's kind of pretty, I thought, with that little ruffle on it like that. I think I may have gotten this elastic from, it may have been Temu, I'm not sure. Okay, and the last elastic one that I have, you've seen those like baby hair ties. I think Erin had bought several of them at Goodwill or something where they had a flower on them. So just like a baby's headband, and stick that around there. Now if it doesn't already have a flower on it or something else on it, you can make one. This is one of my handmade flowers, and you could put it on there. Actually, I kind of like that one on this journal, so I might put that on there. But there you go. So that's another way with elastic. Several different ways with elastic. Okay, what else do I have here? I have these, and I have these only because my husband does leather work. But I know that you can go on, and these are very strong. Oh, yeah, I'll say. I can't even get them apart. These are magnets, and they're purse magnets. So like if you're making a purse, it's a magnet that will hold them closed. Ay, 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 that thing is really, really strong. There we go. And again, what you would do with that is, before you put the inside of your journal together, you know, I would put it here. And then what I've done in the past is I've taken, again, like a ribbon or a piece of heavier lace or a piece of felt or whatever, and put this piece on that and sewed the piece of ribbon or a piece of lace the other side. I'm just going to use this. So you would take this ribbon and sew it again, probably before you put your back on. So sew your lace or your ribbon or whatever it is you're going to use before you put your backing on, okay? And once you have your magnet then on here, okay, then you would take, I'm fumbling today for some reason, I'm not sure why. You would cut your ribbon or lace to whatever length you would want it, depending upon how full your journal is. And then you would add your other piece of magnet to your lace. Now you could do this with regular magnets that you may have already. Like I said, I have these because my husband does leather work. And so, and I also do crochet purses on occasion. So I like to have these, they're a little stronger. Okay. Okay, and then you just bend these down, and then once this is here, oh my goodness, I just didn't have time to make all these journals with these different closures. But here, once you have that magnet on and you've got your lace sewn, then it's just a matter of, you know, clipping the lace on there. And if you wanted to, you could cover up this part of the lace with, you know, with another piece of lace or something. And there are several different types of those closures that are available for purse making, etc. Here's another one where it's just, you know, this fits in there and you go like this. So here's another idea. Here's a big, like a toggle button type thing that you could sew on here. And again, with a piece of elastic or a piece of thread that's sewn to the back cover, wrap it around or whatever. That's, so take a look at what you have in your button supplies. You might find something that you can utilize for that. Here's another one that I used on a journal that I made, oh gosh, I think it was last year. And that's a belt. I found this belt at Goodwill and I cut it down, and then I just, with my other one, I just put it around like this, and I put it in here and just buckled it up. Okay, you know, and then pull it through, and there you have a closure for your journal. Okay, that one's kind of different. So keep your eyes peeled in the belt section of Goodwill. Okay, what else do I have here? I don't, unfortunately, have a journal made right now, but if you happen to have a journal that has a fold over on the front, that makes it much easier to use this type of a closure. This is that magnetic one, because you can put one here, and then they clasp together like that. And that would be the same with like this one that, you know, goes like this. Also, I found a few other ones that I had. So here's one. This is, I got years ago in the button section, and you would just basically put one piece of this closure. It just, there. See, it comes apart like that. You would put one piece on one side and one piece on the other side, and then when you close them up, you would just hook them like that. This is somewhat the same sort of thing. Let's take this off of here. Like for maybe you've got you're working on a grungy folio or something like that. This is black, so, and this is plastic, but I'm sure you can probably get them if you look in the stores or online. This is kind of like a buckle, so you would put it on your journal like this. It goes like this, and then when you close it, you clip it down. So there, like that. So if you've got a folio type journal, you can use things like that. Okay. I just have a couple more things that I'd like to show you, and I've been making a couple of journals here, and I have done this really fast. My youngest daughter, who is a hospice CNA, has a client that requested or wanted to know if my daughter knew where she could get some type of a book that she could personalize to leave for her sister and her mom when she passes. She's quite young. She's like 30 years old. So, and she indicated what her favorite things are and requested that if I could do that, put those favorite things in her journal. So what I've done is, this one is for her sister, her younger sister. And what I did with this one, this is a metal button. Hope you can see that. And all I did with this one is I just, did the typical. And I just put an eyelet in the back, threaded some thread through that. I took and sewed the button on here, and then you just wrap this around the button. And then I added some of my soda can charms that I've made to that. So this journal is, I think I made one like this, a smaller version like this before for my grandchildren. So I guess they call these legacy journals. But so there's a place here for cards, but this is that origami folded envelope. And so when you, spread it out like this, you have all of this area that you can write in. So say, for example, she won't be around for her sister's 21st birthday, and she wants to, express something to her sister for her 21st birthday. She can be in a private. So each of these, she likes Siamese kittens and butterflies. So each of these pages is a origami pocket that folds out to have writing space in. So this is quite a deal for me because I had to be pretty quick about it. So I made both of these journals in about a week. This is the one for her mother. Now this one I closed with 2 bull clips and some chain in between the 2 of them. Now you could take and hang some kind of dangle or something on these if you wanted to also. I didn't do that for this one because it does have a dangle here with some of her favorite things on it. So, and I did not copy these. I hand drew these on my pop cans and then painted them. She's a Mickey and Minnie fan, and then there's a kitty cat and a butterfly on here. So that is this one. This one is just, like a regular journal. The only thing with this one is I did use Corey Dahman's file folder method of making this journal, and I discovered that I really like it. And one of the reasons I do is because look at how flat these pages are. So could go over to Corey's channel and review how she made this. It really is, it seems like it's difficult, but it really isn't. And I love it. Now, I goofed up here because this is supposed to be a pocket you can stick something in, but I was so busy trying to figure out how I was going to decorate the cover of it, I glued over top of it, and I figured, well, okay, it's fine. So usually would have the pocket in there. So anyway, that's what this one is. So there's lots of space in here. Here's a tuck spot that's made out of the butterfly. I cannot remember whose kit this is. I'm so sorry. I should look and see if I can find it for you because it's beautiful. She likes kitty cat Siamese in particular. So, here's an over the page flip with cards in the windows. I was going to make a paper clip to go on that yet. And then it's just, regular, lots, like I said, lots and lots of writing space for her mom and her. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to get it done, is so that her and her mother could maybe work on it together, writing down some memories they have. She also has a cocker spaniel? No, golden retriever, sorry. And I'm not sure if that's a golden retriever or not, but it looked like one. So there you go. Very, very, I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. A really pretty journal. So, yeah. So I will, and she also likes otters, so of course I had to find some otters to put in there. This was fun to work on. It was, very fun to work on, even though I had to do it so fast. So that's this one. This one has, this doesn't pull out, just opens up, but then there's a tag behind it also. So, pocket, here's an envelope, and that's pretty much it. I put some of the extra pieces from the kits here. This is also a pocket in the back, so that if they want to utilize something else to put in there, they can. But anyway, this is just a very, very simple closing with just bull pins here that are keeping it closed. I left quite a bit of extra chain there in case they may want to put some photographs or something in there, and it might bulk up a little bit for them. So that's what I've been doing in the past week. If you guys have any other types of closures that you use quite often and would like to share with me, I would certainly appreciate that. I enjoy reading comments and would love to see more on our channel, so would appreciate that. Thank you again for joining me today, and we will see you again soon.